The final stop on the road to the Alexandra Palace has been and gone. Tour cards are now at risk. One final opportunity for some players to do so via the qualifier that will be taking place probably by the time you're watching this video. Moving in to the biggest tournament of the year. The Players' Championship Finals is done and dusted. The rankings have changed, and boy have the rankings changed a lot. And you've come to Edgar TV because you know at the end of every single major event I give you all those stories that you need to know in regards to the rankings, and that's why you're subscribed. And if you're not, that's what you're going to, so I can get a 100,000 subscriber plaque on that very space of wall next to my dartboard. Here's the rankings, and here's how they've changed. A few movers. We see the likes of Max Hopp. He's moved up 3 places along with Wesley Plaisir. Good years for them so far, £33,000 on their order of merit. Good year in regards to what they need to keep their card next year when they get to that position of needing the top 64. Justin Hood, one of my favourite players at the moment, is one of the most ambitious players on the darting circuit. He knows what he's playing for. What is your motivation in life? Justin Hood knows what that is. Justin Hood is playing for a Chinese. And I don't mean he wants some sweet and sour chicken balls. I mean he wants to own a Chinese restaurant, and if he earns enough money through darts, he's one day going to own a Chinese restaurant. What a man. What a man. We're all behind you, Justin Hood. We want you to live that dream. Adam Lipscomb, though, is living the dream, isn't he? Got through to round 3, probably should have got through to the quarterfinals. A player who a few years ago was debuting at the Super Series due to geography, now is the world number 82 and trending in the right direction. Good run for him, showing that he's not afraid of the big stage, reaching it to the 3rd round stage. That is really good stuff. Sebastian Bielecki caused one of the shocks of the tournament in the opening game, taking out Rob Cross, who we'll get to in a moment. 2nd round for him sees him move up to world number 79. Cam Crabtree continues his progression up 4 places, already 10 places away from keeping his tour card. Still got the World Championship to go. What a debut season. £58,000, another £15,000 still to come. 73 grand is not a bad job and good progression for him. Great progression though for Bradley Brooks. So again, let's go back a year or so. He was going to events like the Scottish Open on the WDF circuit, not even picking up ranking points, really struggling. Wasn't playing great at the Super Series. Now look at him. He's a Pro Tour winner and doing well on the circuit. He's up to position number 72, a run to the 2nd round here after a good result in the opening game against Martin Lukeman. Players around that 64 position, these are the ones of interest, especially those on a 2-year card. Lucas Venig was not in the event despite his run at the Grand Slam of Darts recently, which meant that players had the chance to catch him up. However, Marion van der Boogaard out 1st round, Dom Taylor out 1st round, Karl Sedlacek out 1st round. So not too much damage done there for Lucas Venig. Damage, though, was done from James Hurrell. Good performance from him. James Hurrell got through to round 3. A couple of surprise results there for him, going up 5 places to the current world number 63. So trending in the right direction is it's Hillbilly, isn't he? Why could I not think of the nickname? A couple of flip-flopping of positions here. Not too much really to take of note. Nico Springer, the real key interesting player here, did come out of this event due to illness. Hopefully be right for the World Championship, but still moves at 1 place. That's due to the drop of Kim Hybrex, who didn't make this event. Could be one to keep an eye on next year in regards to tour card privileges potentially being on the line. Gabriel Clement's 1st round defeat for him sees him drop 4 places in the rankings. Rasma, Vicky Mansell, the beneficiaries, as is Callan Ridds, who is trending back towards that world's top 32. Brendan Dolan makes no move in position number 39, £208,000. However, could be in trouble soon. Defending a quarter-final at the World Championship, £50,000 due to come off his ranking, take off 50 grand. Could see him drop down, especially when you got the likes of Nico Springer behind him, who are defending nothing, and players in good form as well, like William O'Connor, Callan Ridds, Zonnevel's been playing well. Ricky Evans, so we could see Brendan Dolan move down towards the 50s. Could be quite a significant drop there for him. No real moves going up the rankings. Up to position number 25 was your first change. That is Luke Woodhouse dropping down one place and Ryan Joyce dropping down two at the expense of Darryl Gurney, who reached the quarter-final stage. Good to see him bounce back after what was a disappointing Grand Slam of darts. Dave Chisnall drops down 3 places, and worrying signs for him. The form just not there at the moment. He continues to plummet, and there is some real plummeting going on at the moment, isn't there? Dimitri Vandenberg next year defending the UK Open, could see him drop outside the top 32. Dave Chisnall dropping down, and just look at the top of your screen there. Rob Cross now outside the world's top 16. He's also defending £100,000, as is Scott Williams in position number 36 there. £100,000 defending from those two. But Rob Cross, if he doesn't have a good World Championship, will move right down towards the bottom end of the top 32. And with the increase in prize money, we could actually see Rob Cross drop out of the top 32, depending on results. So concerning times here if you are a fan of Rob Cross. We move our attention now to the world's top 16, a place Damon Heta may not be in for too much longer. He drops a further 3 places to number 16. Now, it wasn't that long ago, was it? We was talking about Damon Heta potentially breaching the world's top 4. We said he just needs that deep run on TV, and it just never came. He's just not winning when it comes to the TV stages, even when he's played on stage 2 at Minehead. Nathan Aspinall, though, getting some real good winning doing there, getting himself through to the final. A really good final with Luke Littler, and it looked like he was just going to close the gap at the back end before Luke Littler hit the afterburners. Aspinall dropped down the rankings after the World Match Play this year, and he spoke about this quite a lot, hasn't he? Where he says that, well, maybe he deserved that. I mean, the form he's been showing this year certainly didn't, certainly in regards to the European Tour. Great run there, though, to the final. Gets him back in the world's top 16, and you feel he's trending in the right direction. Giving a headache to the selectors as well in regards to the Premier League, because that's something we know that he's wanted to be in. Maybe a good run at the World Championship could do that, especially with what could happen up at the top end of the rankings. Look at Stephen Bunting at the moment in position number 4. He is defending £35,000 at the World Championship, which could see him drop out because we've got people poised in ready to strike. The likes of Josh Rock, the likes of Jan van Veen. He's going to gain £7,500 just by being in this. Last year, or 2 years ago, only picked up £7,500 at this stage. 2 of the most informed players right now, James Wade and Danny Noppert, in regards to picking up results across this year, have been consistently in the latter ends of tournaments. Both of them a free hit here after losing early at the World Championship a couple of years ago. If you add that to the fact that Bunting's going to be losing the £35,000, all of a sudden the World Championships becomes massive there for those players, and we could see Stephen Bunting leapfrog by quite a few players here, depending on how the World Championship goes. That being said, I think the year Bunting's had, he'll probably be a selection anyway, but maybe not as one of those top 4 players. Could be interesting there. Michael Van Gerwen is defending £50,000, not too much of an issue there for him. The big money is going to be between Luke Littler and Luke Humphries, as Luke Littler picks up another major TV title and opens the gap on that world number 1 position. Luke Humphries was defending the title, defending the money a couple of years ago as well. Now that gap opens up to around about £400,000 in favour of Luke Littler as the world number 1. Going into the World Championships, he will be defending for the first time £200,000. Luke Humphries will be defending £500,000. So at the time of the opening of the event, your live in-play table will see Luke Littler £700,000 clear of Luke Humphries. Now, how long does Luke Littler stay as world number 1? I don't think it's going to go Phil Taylor levels, but it'll certainly be interesting to see just how long he's going to stay in that top position. Could flip-flop a little bit depending on what happens at the World Championships. So £1 million on the line there could completely skew with the rankings. But the big stories from this one: Aspinall into the top 16, Rob Cross out of the top 16, Bunting in danger in those top 4 positions, and Littler just continues to extend at the top. What for you is a big talking point of the rankings? There's going to be a lot to cover over the next couple of weeks. It's nearly time for the big one. I'll catch you soon.